Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Graceland Basketball Center in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm B-Ron alongside LOB. SimWorld TV is here for you this afternoon. We have a great match in Game 1 of our doubleheader between Southeast Select and the H-Town Hoopers, LOB. First of all, how are you, my friend, and what are you looking forward to in this first afternoon game?
Well, first off, as always, it's great to be here. For everybody that's tuning in today, I just want to say happy Cinco de Mayo, May 5th today. So I don't know if you celebrated or not, but happy Cinco de Mayo to you guys. But we got ourselves a primetime matchup, and I'm looking to see how this H-Town Hoopers team responds after such an impressive win just 2 days ago that we were watching the call on that one.
Yes.
I feel like the key for them in that game was how fast they got off the bus and definitely got to work as soon as they got on the floor, and that's exactly what they need to do tonight. Look for Aaron Payne to be a menace on the inside once again, and Suge Carter, my man Suge Carter, look for him to have a big game tonight too, especially against a team like Southeast Select that's so good defensively. They hold teams to 60 points a night, you know what I mean? So it's big for them to play at their pace and get their defensive set so that they can beat them with their defense. You know, they got a lot of big guys on the inside, 3 6'10" players on this team, so look for their defense to be huge in this game.
Absolutely. Keith and Carter, we spoke a minute ago. We got the first three-pointer, first bucket of the game to go for either side. H-Town now back on the offensive end, rebound from the big Aaron Payne right there. I am looking forward to seeing how that big matchup goes for Aaron Payne, but I'm also looking to see for Southeast how Trey Turner and this offense responds, because they have some length. H-Town does as well. So if you can avoid Aaron Payne and just have Trey and some of the other guys get going on the perimeter, that'll definitely help them as well.
I mean, Aaron Payne's 6'11", you know, that's a big dude, but still there's 2 6'10" guys down there in the paint, so it's not going to be easy for him to score tonight. You know, look for other players to have to step up and score, because it's hard to score in the paint against this team. They're number 3 in the entire SWH League in blocks, you know what I mean? So look for them to find other craftier ways to score here at H-Town against this Southeast Select team.
Yeah, and another thing to keep in mind too, in general, this Southeast Select team, they are a solid team defensively, both inside and on the outside perimeter as well. They have very great defenders. I mentioned Trey Turner a minute ago. He is undervalued as a defender. He also is a very solid defender. We also have guys like Terrell Pearson, Shake Travis as well. Gabe Pope also coming along as a defender as well. Coach Brad Lee has done a really good job building out this defensive team.
Honestly, I like the game plan here that the coach has got, just building this nitty-gritty defensive team. Look, I'm all for high-scoring games, but I also love me, you know, a great defensive slugger on the inside, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking at in this game.
Yeah, Tyrell Thompson got that one to go. H-Town out to a 5-0 start to begin the game. We got 4:49 left in the first quarter after the first timeout there was called by Southeast Select.
Tyrell Thompson had a big game last game.
Yeah, he really did. He really did. I mean,
we had some plays I feel like.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say he definitely had some plays that I feel like was worthy of the top 10. You know, in that last game that we got to tune into. So look to him to have a big night tonight, especially with those towering 6'10" players on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that more so for both teams, really, I think it'll come down to how well or this could be a game where you attack the basket. Both sides try to get those bigs in the foul trouble early, get them out the game. And then you can start to peel away those layers on the inside and get easier looks on the inside. Or again, try to isolate off screens and that kind of stuff to get those big guys away from the hoop to be easier times inside. Southeast back in possession of it here. Top of the key is Pope. Turner, there he is. Trey Turner getting his first one to go. And now down by 2. Gonna need a lot more of that tonight from Trey Burner Turner. That one up and no good. Gabe Pope with it back the other way in transition. This is also going to be one of the keys for both of these teams getting out in transition and scoring those points there. I think more so for H-Town. There's our first alley-oop of the day.
There it is. That was huge. Huge play right there, definitely.
Absolutely, my friend. Definitely want to have those moments where you can get those kinds of looks too. We've seen a lot of those this season from a lot of teams across the league, and they're always fun when they score those. Tyrell Thompson gets on the board there. 7-5, H-Town, early lead. Doing a good job moving off the ball, setting screens for each other. That time, jumper off the back of the rim in the glass there. Did not go. Bank's not open today. That one, however, does fall as Keithan Carter hits himself on the board again. 9-5. Cooper's with it. There's a foul. No basket, though. Aaron Payne drawing the foul. Aaron Payne drawing the foul. So, we will see free throw attempts here for Southeast. Kadarius Stack Jr. going to the line for 2. You think free throws are always a big part of any game. But in a game like this where we have a defensive-heavy team in Southeast, you think that this is going to be an area that they look to exploit on the offensive end? Got some subs.
Well,
coming in.
Go ahead. Well, I feel like for H-Town, if you can get, those bigs in foul trouble and get them to the line, then it'll be, what I'm saying, you can weaken that defense. I feel like one of the huge things not only is their perimeter defense, but their defense on the inside as far as the interior. So if you can get those bigs in foul trouble, for H-Town at least, then it limits, the power that defense has.
Right, exactly. If you get kids like Aaron Payne into trouble, Tyrell Thompson into trouble, like I said, it could make it easier for the players to score, especially trying to get to the inside and not having to rely so much on your perimeter scoring. Even though they have great perimeter scorers, mostly in Trey Turner, there's a perimeter scorer there. On Vincent Magic, 12-6. Cooper's in the lead. Still got out to a 5-0 start, and they've controlled the lead since in the game stint. But there's Justin Solomon getting himself a bucket on the easy layup there.
That was a nice move and a nice finish for sure on that one.
Yeah, they make it look so easy too when they're setting screens for each other, and we just saw one there. And Aaron Matthews gets his first points of the game. 14-8. 2:05 to go in the first quarter. We've seen a lot of pick and roll action from both sides to begin the game, and it's worked too.
It's a bread and butter basketball play, It's a read and react type play, offensively and defensively. So it worked, what I'm saying? That's, oh my goodness, what a finish! But it's just one of those bread and butter type plays, the pick and roll. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many things you can do with it too. As there's going to be a blocking foul on Cam Jones. Blocking foul on Cam Jones will keep the ball with Southeast. Minute 37 here in the first quarter. Fast and hectic action to begin this game. Again, H-Town got out to a 5-0 lead to begin. They have held the lead since then. Jumper up, tough contested jumper fall for Terrell Pearson.
That's a tough shot right there, making it look absolutely easy with the finish.
Yeah, those are always ones that you take and you get. I'm always surprised when those fall. Is what I'm trying to say, basically, because those aren't easy shots.
Right, it's not the easy shot.
Ooh, so close, rattled in and out. But Southeast back with it the other way. had the numbers game. Decided to take it back out and reset things here a bit. Trying to find a way inside. Now Stack. Trying to get past Aaron Payne, but gets rejected by the big fella. H-Town now. 25 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. Shot clock winding down, but there's another layup for H-Town. 18-10. Final 15 seconds as Luis Idowu scoring there. H-Town or Southeast gonna hold for the last shot of the quarter as expected. Let's see what they can do with it. They get a layup and it falls. Tyrell Pearson.
Wow.
Yeah, ending the quarter on a strong note there. Yep, ending a strong note there is Southeast, but they still trail 18-12 after one. Come back here to the Grayson Basketball Center for the second quarter of action. Welcome back. Second quarter action here, getting ready to begin. You know, we spoke about it earlier. H-Town had to get off to a hot start, and they've done that so far. 18-12 at the end of the first quarter. We saw them in their last game beat a very strong Bay Area Breakers team, and both teams are on win streaks currently. So this is going to be one of those games where both teams looking to keep the momentum going. And in a huge game like this, again, motion's going to be high. Go ahead.
I definitely feel like it's one of those things where, you know, like you said, they came out the gates fast. They got to it early on in the game. And I feel like if they just keep up that intensity for the rest of the game, it'll lead them to this victory against Southeast Select.
And there's a charging foul for Pearson. We'll go back the other way with H-Town, as we'll see some subs come in for Southeast Select. You know, they are actually the only team, really, in the rebrand process to not change their actual team name. They just got a new logo. They decided to keep the name. That's what they went by in our first season.
That's quite interesting. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I like the fact that, you know, you keep the roots strong, you keep the identity of your team the same. That's interesting to say the least, for sure.
Yeah, it was a surprise to me because you know, again, on the impression that everybody was going to get a rebrand. But when they decided, no, we're just going to change, we're just going to get a new logo and wrote the name, you know, it's different. It's different. It certainly works for them. As that three ball falls, 21-12. Great shot selection there too. Usually those shots quick and early in the shot like that aren't the best shots when they're open like that.
That's a huge three there.
That goes out of bounds and stay with H-Town. I mentioned it earlier, but both teams were on win streak. Southeast winners of their last three. H-Town winners of 2 in a row, and again their last one against Bay Area Breakers, where they absolutely they frustrated the Breakers all night long pretty much. Nothing really went the Breakers' way on offense. And I feel like if they can frustrate Southeast Select here in this one, then they will have a easy time getting a win here. And so far, they've done that.
Well, they've been playing a lot of smart basketball early on in this game, and it's been the same from their last game. They've been playing a lot of smart basketball. I feel like getting out in transition and getting the ball out there early so that this defense doesn't have a chance to set themselves up. The game plan has been absolutely great for these past 2 games. So give credit to the coaching staff and that whole entire team for setting this team up with an opportunity to win games like this.
Right, exactly, Coach Ray Fox for H-Town. I mean, against the defensive coaching style of Coach Brett Lee, he's one to not change things. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And the defense today, though, has not been the greatest at points. That's because H-Town has the lead that they do, but they will figure it out with some adjustments, I believe, and they will find a way back into this game. They have too much talent to not do that, in my personal opinion.
And I feel like it's just, second half adjustments just need to be made going into this. But there's still plenty of basketball left. We're only here in the second quarter. There's plenty of time left to adjust and make changes against this H-Town team. So I feel like that's definitely what's going to happen throughout the rest of this game, second half for sure. But, stay calm, stay collective with it, and continue to play your brand of basketball, your defensive brand of basketball. Don't stray away from it because H-Town started getting hot early.
I was going to ask you, do you maybe stray away from your game plan a little bit, or do you continue to do what you do? You answered my question, so thank you.
Yeah, you just got to turn up. I just feel like you have to turn up the intensity just a little bit on the defensive end, make it harder for these shots to go in because I feel like H-Town is getting too easy of shots. Although that was a tough one right there,
tough,
but I feel like a good amount of the shots have been quite easy for H-Town, so you have to turn it up a little bit defensively here. Stick with your identity. Don't stray away from it. But just make little adjustments,
Absolutely. There's a reach-in foul. I like the idea, though. Johnson to try to poke the ball out from behind. Unfortunately, did not work and got caught handing the cookie jar, so to speak, as Magic and Carter come back onto the court. And we'll see Trey Turner and Gabe Pope back onto the floor as well. So most of the starters are back on the floor for Southeast at this point in the game. That layup from Pope did not go. Almost a 10-point lead here, 23-14 for H-Town. Like I said, Southeast really hanging on in this game. Free ball up. No, but the putback is there. Way to tip that thing back in home.
Good finish there. Being in the right place at the right time and putting it back in for the easy, too.
Exactly. That was Aaron Matthews who had the tip in there and ball poked away. H-Town with it. Now running in transition. Not that time, though. Turner with the rebound. Quick up the other way. Pope for 3. No. Quick pace here these last few minutes for both teams. Neither.
And H-Town not trying to let this team.
Go ahead.
H-Town is not trying to let this. H-Town is not trying to let them set up their defense, which I feel like is huge. Them getting out early and making sure this defense doesn't have a time to set itself up. That's huge for them, because it gives them a better chance of getting shots up against a highly defensive team.
Right, exactly. If you don't give them time to set up in their half-court set where they're the strongest, then that, like you said, just gives you an advantage defensively. You can exploit the numbers game and weaknesses that brings. I think that both teams are going to have to do that, especially when you have the biggest like Aaron Painter. There's a three-pointer from Trey Turner. Who else but Trey Turner? League leader in threes, one of the best shooters in Seymour Hoops, getting a lot of looks, a lot of various colleges across the nation. Going to be a highly sought-after player, and a college will be lucky to have his talents on their team for next season.
I feel like he's just the guy who just goes out there. He gets buckets. That was a nice shot there, but he's just a bucket getter. You go to your local LA Fitness. You got a lot of guys there playing, but he's just the one in the gym that's just out there to get buckets. He's a bucket getter. It's simple.
Exactly. And those colleges looking at Trey Turner right now, Tennessee, Memphis, and Georgia. Which one of those schools do you think would be the best fit for Trey Turner?
I definitely feel like, Memphis. I feel like I would love to see him at a place like Memphis. But Georgia wouldn't be a bad option too. Honestly, all three of them wouldn't be bad options. But I would love to see him in that Memphis blue. I would love to see how he plays down there. And it would be real nice to see how that offense works for a guy like Trey Turner.
Absolutely. And there he goes again, now showing his skills inside, fighting his way to the hoop and getting the bucket to go. And you know what? That was also a blessing in disguise there too, because the ball got away there and the clock kept running for Southeast. So in a way, that was also a good thing that happened there.
I mean, this H-Town team has been hot, so letting the ball roll for a little bit, let the time tick off, let them cool off a little bit. I don't know if that was planned or not, but hey, it worked out in their favor.
Absolutely out in their favor. They'll take anything they can get. A second chance opportunity here does not go, and they're going to get a third crack at it. No! 0 for 3 down here. It's great defense from Southeast, as they now have 25 seconds to make something happen. Quick bucket inside. 2-point game.
There's a little run going on here. Southeast Select here in the second quarter.
Yep, a late run here gets the lead down to 2 for H-Town, as the game clock and shot clock are pretty much lined up. So more than likely this will be the last shot of the half. H-Town possession of it. Let's see what they can get. They can get a good look here. Floater does not go. It gets blocked and out of bounds. H-Town's going to keep it. They'll have 0.9 seconds to get a shot. A great block there from Trey Turner.
And they are fired up. You can see it in every single player's face here. This run has sparked a newfound energy for Southeast Select here.
100%. And going into the locker room, almost being down 10 to being down 2, maybe perhaps 5. Okay, they'll be down 5, maybe. As that's going to go to an official review. Cam Jones got that one to go for now. We'll see what the official review says. We're going to take a look at it here as well in our own. It looks like he did get that off in time. Oh, yeah, looking at the game clock, and that looks like he definitely did get that off in time. So that should stand, which means that it'll go to a 5-point H-Town lead heading into the locker room. We'll see what the call is. It should be right. They are going to say that it does count. So the challenge does pay off on the official booth review. H-Town heading into the locker room with a 30-25 lead. Coach Bradley not happy about it, but that's the right call, as the ball clearly was out of Jones' hands, and Lee is going to let the refs have it as they all head to the locker room here. In that first half, LOB, what did you see from both teams that has them to this point?
Well, I'm going to be, even though he's frustrated about that last shot, he can't be frustrated about how his team has played, especially in that second half. The first half, I feel like it was sloppy, but in the second half, they really started to turn it up and show exactly why they are the defensive team that they are. They were getting stops after stops, and that huge run going into the halftime,
right,
it was huge for them. That was definitely big, so you can't be mad about how your team has played. Continue with that intensity coming out in the second half. But for H-Town, like we said earlier, they needed to get out the gates quick, and that was huge for them coming into this game. So I feel like if they can keep up that intensity in the second half, they'll have a huge chance of finishing out this game on top.
Exactly. We're going to see what happens. Come back for the second half action here in Memphis. Welcome back, everyone. Second half action getting ready to begin here. Southeast will have the ball. It's always a good time now for halftime adjustments. What do you think each side has to do, LOB? As that shot from Turner does not fall to begin the half for Southeast Select here.
I feel like it's interesting to see here how Southeast Select makes their adjustments to that, first half.
There's a three from Trey Turner, getting it back down to 2. Trey Turner is going to be pivotal for them here in the second half. That's a great contest, but there's a loose ball foul. It's on Aaron Payne, his second of the game. But it is going to stay with Southeast. The only good thing in that is that for that moment in time, it does not allow Southeast to get out and run in transition. Instead, they have to bring it up past half court and run a set offense. Win away, potentially.
I definitely feel like this is one of those things where for Southeast Select, continue that defensive presence that you had in the first half, and that's going to be key for you in the second half. Defense is going to win you this game in the second half. And as far as H-Town, you got to get the ball out of the hands of Trey Turner because he's starting to get hot here in the second half. So keep the ball out of his hands and have a good chance of winning.
Yeah, both teams have been playing great defense to begin the game. No one player in particular has taken over the scoring role. A lot of times we'll see, a Bronny James type or even Trey Turner. They can take over and they can really get going and make the mark in the game. They haven't done it yet, but boy, oh boy, it's Trey Turner coming alive here to begin the third quarter. Exactly what Southeast needs. Leads down to 1, 32-31. But H-Town looking to respond here. Again, another great defensive possession. One shot is all you get as Southeast comes back with it the other way. Slowing the pace down here. Turner coming up a screen again, and he hits another one! Trey Burner Turner, 34-32. He has taken over the early portion of this third quarter, and this is exactly what you were looking to see from Trey Turner earlier in the game. It's finally happened, and for now he's making his mark, but there is a big foul there from Gabe Pope as Aaron Payne gets the bucket and one. Chance to get the lead right back to H-Town.
Definitely getting down to a nitty-gritty, tightly contested game here for both sides as Aaron Payne gets the and one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a fun one so far, and it's been about what I expected when it comes to Southeast and their defense. They have done their part and kept H-Town from scoring a whole bunch of points. Granted, they're not up in the upper echelon, or they are in the top 15 in terms of scoring offense in the league, but it's not often we see it, if that makes sense. They're not known for it, but oh my goodness, Tyrell Pearson with the one-handed jam. But he got his ankles broken there from Denoff, but able to recover and get back on defense. And now inside, great block from Kadarius Dak. Now the other way with it. Pass knocked away and going right back to, hang on a second. Nope. Back, quick turnovers there. So, Southeast Select's gonna stay with possession of it after a step on the line there. Gotta watch those feet, young man. Gotta watch those feet. We're back to a Southeast possession of it. Stack. Not getting the lean-in layup to go. Trying to use his body to go into Aaron Payne. Smart. Just didn't work out there. Fadeaway jumper. Also no good.
Whenever I'm looking at this game, the second half adjustments that's been made for both teams here, it's quite interesting. These coaches have really drawn up this game plan. Mr.
Another
Fox
big block
and
there,
Mr.
hey.
Beal. It's like playing a chess match.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. And, you know, it's fun to see games like this every once in a while, too, because these are the games where, as a coach, you really get to test your prowess against other coaches, which, by the way, if it's your first time checking out SimWorld Hoops and you want to be a part of it, discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. We are currently looking for coaches, so if you want to be a coach like Brett Lee and Ray Ray Fox, definitely come on and be a part of that. H-Town gets the lead back after a tough shot from Martin Jenoff. He has definitely made his impact out coming overseas to play in America after last season being playing with SimWorld Europe. As Pierce's mid-range jumper, not gonna fall.
And, you know, for these players that come overseas to come to the SimWorld League and make an immediate impact like Jenoff, that's definitely huge. You know, it shows that the culture of basketball has spread, you know, just across the world, and that all of these players from around the world, you know what I'm saying, are able to compete at such a high level in the SimWorld League. So it's great to see a guy like Jenoff come out here on days like these and just absolutely give buckets to his opponents.
Absolutely. Now shot clock winding down. Gotta get a good shot. Jenoff at the buzzer. No good. No shot clock cheese from Jenoff that time. Southeast looking to respond. Can't do it, but they'll get a second chance at it here. With a great rebound following his own shot. Euro inside. Not gonna get the layup to go. Tough defense there, though, from Aaron Page. He's having a great day on the glass. Hasn't done much scoring-wise, but he doesn't have to. That's not really where he shines. He shines on the defensive end and on the offensive end, getting rebounds, getting blocks, doing the big man dirty thing, as Maestro would say.
Doing the big man dirty 30 thing. That's he's getting another bucket there to go. Aaron Payne.
Aaron Payne makes Coach Bradley use a timeout. 40-36, H-Town in the lead. Come back for the last 151 of the third quarter.
So G-Dep, tell me a little something. Should I recall?
Welcome back to Memphis, everyone. H-Town 40-36 lead over Southeast Select here, coming into their home turf and maybe not silencing the crowd too much, but, making it a good game here at least and giving these fans a show here in the early afternoon.
Definitely been an exciting game up to this point so far, but Bjorn, if you don't mind me asking, do you have any plans for Cinco de Mayo? Since it is Cinco de Mayo today.
Honestly, no. It is not my day. I'm gonna sit out this one.
Look, hey, I gotta hit up the guys on the Sim World Jet. They got some tacos and some drinks waiting for us. So at least we should have a good time before we get into our doubleheader, our second game.
We should absolutely. Yeah. So. I'll definitely get some taco for sure.
I definitely think production team will enjoy, having a taco and a margarita at the same time. But that's just
definitely.
Yeah.
It's a great block there, but we'll have to come back to that taco conversation really quick. Are you a soft or hot taco kind of guy?
I'm a hard shell taco kind of guy.
Okay.
Unless it's street tacos. If it's street tacos, I can eat soft shells. But typically I'm going hard shell. I like the crunch. I like the crunch to it, the crispiness to it. So it could go either way. But if it's street tacos, they know what they're doing.
Oh my goodness. Aaron Payne hanging on the rim with a powerful two-handed jam there. 42-38. H-Town in the lead. I myself am more of a soft shell kind of guy. That was I tried to get that to pull together. Couldn't get the transition into a soft take there to the rim. But that's a hard take to the rim there from Aaron Payne once again. 44-38. He's starting to turn it up. Yeah, Trey Turner did his thing to begin the third quarter. 17 points now. At this point, Aaron Payne doing his thing on both the glass and now here with points as the game clock and shot clock are once again synced up pretty well. Maybe half tomorrow. And there is a three-pointer that falls. It's Jalen West. As the last shot of the third does not fall. 44-41, ending the third. We are in for a good finish here, folks. Won't go anywhere. Fourth quarter is coming up. Put those scores up. Fourth quarter time, everyone, and we have a phenomenal game here. 3-point lead for H-Town, 44-41. Who's going to come out on top? Fourth quarter is going to decide that here.
B-Ron, I don't know if it's just you, but I'm just feeling a last second shot here. I'm just that's just what I'm feeling.
Okay.
I don't know if
I like it.
I'm feeling a last second shot here. So I hope that's what happens here. That's just what it's giving off right now. This type of game.
There used to be a guy called B. To be honest, he might have agreed with you on that one. But it's a 46-41 H-Town lead, and man, there's so much to say about this game in terms of players performing well. You got Aaron Payne for H-Town, you got Trey Turner obviously for Southeast Select, and I think it might come down to one of those two, or it comes down to a Terrell Pearson free run at the rim and a rack attack like that for a dunk.
If it came down to Terrell Pearson free run at the rim, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd be feeling that either. But he got the free run to the rim, so he made the best of it. So that's just how things go.
It would be like the also Lattimore Cascadia one from a few weeks ago that we got to be a part of. That was, man, I've never seen a crazy finish like that. You usually don't see those free runs to the rim to end the game, no less, but it happened that time.
I need more so of a. Oh my goodness! I need a free run to the rim like that.
Terrell Pearson coming alive here. Begin the fourth quarter. They're going to need him as well. Need him, Trey Turner, Gabe Pope. You also can't forget about Kadarius Stack Jr. on the inside as well for Southeast Select. But the big man inside for H-Town, Aaron Payne, also been doing his thing. He's got 14 rebounds.
Great pass there offensively. Beautiful play setup and a nice finish. Easy finish.
Absolutely. They don't come much easier than that, my friend. Pass inside. Pearson again with it. This time denied, but he'll get a second. They will get a second chance at it. Free ball from Pope. There it goes. Gabe Pope tying the game up at 48 with the three-pointer there.
And you can hear the crowd start to get into it too after that three is made. The game is tied with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, they are definitely getting into it. I'm seeing a lot of empty seats here. Granted, it is an early afternoon game, so I'm not too surprised. But people who are not here watching, hope they're tuning in at home. And if you are tuned in, you are witnessing a fantastic game to begin the first of two. After this game, it'll be Cascadia taking on Lakeshore Drive. 3-ball does not go. No second chance there for Southeast this time, one and done.
And what's interesting to note is that if you were to just tune into this game right now, you'd probably be shocked if I told you that there was an 11-point lead at one point in this game. They have really climbed their way back. The Southeast Select team, as they take the lead, they have really clawed their way back into this game after having such a slow and sluggish start. And H-Town looks like they're letting off the gas, letting off the pedal just a little bit. They need to continue to press on it here, especially in this fourth quarter run.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you cannot let off on the gas at all. You have to go 100% to the final whistle. It is a turnover. Pope bringing it up the other way. In a bit of trouble here. He gives it to the corner. Good job here without these slowing the pace down on the offensive possession. Pope looking to find a way inside. Shot clock winding down. Jumper, no good. Weird possession there from Southeast. Yeah,
it's real interesting to see how even though there isn't many people in this gym as of right now, like you mentioned, it is an earlier game, but how loud it gets in this compact arena with these fans. Man, this is definitely going to be a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. Very passionate fan base here. Southeast Select. Again, we know it is an early afternoon game, but that does not matter. These kids, both sides, are absolutely bringing it here. 3:20 to go in the quarter. I see what you're saying, LB, earlier about the photo finish, so to speak, with the last shot opportunity. As there's a one-handed jam from Terrell Pearson.
I'm calling it. I'm trying to put it to fruition. I'm trying to put it out there in the air on Cinco de Mayo. Can we get a last second shot? Can we get one?
We are going to get an H-Town timeout first before we even get to the latter half of this game. 3 minutes to go. Southeast Select on top 52-48. It 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 has been a while since we've seen Aaron Payne be on the floor, LOB. I think it's about time we see him come back onto the floor at some point, yeah?
He definitely needs to be out there in such a crucial moment like this in the game. It was interesting to see that at the beginning of the fourth quarter, we noticed that H-Town Hoopers was leading in offensive rebounds, and that's interesting to see because they were able to get so many second chance points and second chance opportunities, large in part to Aaron Payne. So if he's not on the floor after this timeout, then I'm not entirely sure what H-Town has planned, but he needs to be on the floor at such a crucial moment of a game like this.
Yeah, they are absolutely killing them on the offensive rebounding side of things. They were close to begin the fourth quarter on defensive rebound. They were one away. Southeast was up 21-20 in that category. But like you said, H-Town, they had a huge margin on offense. And player of the game time talk, LOB. 3 minutes left in the game. Who's your pick?
It's tough because I got two in mind, and I'm not entirely sure which one I want to go with, especially with it being so close. I have two in mind, but obviously the man Aaron Payne himself, he's had up to 14 rebounds up until the fourth quarter, and hopefully more by the end of this game. But he's been such a, like you said, the dirty man doing the dirty work on the inside, and not a lot of times that gets noticed. So at least for H-Town, I would have to go Aaron Payne, but for Southeast Select, none other than Trey Turner, who's been having an offensive flurry of points tonight. It could go either way, but my pick, as of right now, I have to go with Turner. He's had such phenomenal games. So.
Yeah, player of the game usually goes to the winning team. So if Southeast holds, Trey Turner would get that, in my opinion. But if H-Town were to come away with the win, it'd be Aaron Payne, especially if he can break the record, because he is close to that. He's at 14 rebounds now, most 17 from Isaiah Rose. Next behind him is actually Aaron Payne, 16. So he has second place in that category for the record at 14 now. See if he can do it.
He's looking to break his own record and then some here tonight. This should be interesting to see how this one unfolds.
Yeah, he holds both second and third place in that rebound record category, believe it or not. They take inside. Great block, though, from Terrell Thompson. And now H-Town with the chance to get a bucket here. Lead is 5 for Southeast, but they could at least they get a 3 here, cut it to 2. Yep, and there's the spinning jumper. Good. Tyrell Thompson.
That's a huge shot there. Huge shot. And H-Town, if they want to make this a close game that I'm praying for, they need to go on that serve right now.
Yeah, it's a 3-point lead right now, and Trey Turner just made it back up to 5. 57-52. 120 left in this phenomenal opening game of the day for us here on SimWorld TV.
That was a
Thompson again. Yeah, I got it though, right?
He got it at the end. That was definitely a tongue twister for sure, but he got it at the end.
Got it at the end, man. That's all that matters. It's like that block there. Got that one at the end. It's going to stay with H-Town as Gabe Pope is going to exit the game. And we'll see Terrell Pearson take that spot. A lot of the old guard. Yeah, a lot of the old guard on the court here for Southeast in this point of the game. Shake Travis, Trey Turner, Terrell Pearson, 3 returning players. That's look. Yeah, needed that one to go. Couldn't get it to. And now Southeast, I think you maybe slow the pace down a little bit, but they're not intending to do that as Turner gets to the pin, but can't get the layup to fall. Terrell Thompson on the foul. Free throws coming up for Trey Turner.
Anything but a foul there in that situation. That's a tough one. That's a tough pill to swallow right there with 45 seconds left. And essentially, Trey Turner might be able to close this one out at the free throw line if he knocks these both down.
Yeah, exactly. One of the hallmarks of good defense is, can you play without fouling? And that really comes into play as Turner hits the first free throw here. It really comes into play in games like this down the stretch where you need to play good defense and you need to not foul because when you have someone who's as good of a free throw shooter as Turner is, you don't want him going to the line.
You don't, especially a high free throw shooter like him. You don't want him going to the line and ending this game the way that it happened.
Absolutely not, as he hits them both. 59-52, 40 seconds to go in the game. Everyone here getting into it. This place is getting loud and rowdy, and we love to see it. On the inside, off the glass, no good. Aaron Payne there, though, to clean it up. Taking to the opportunity. They get it that time, as Southeast has to burn their second to last timeout.
That possession took way too much time off the clock, man. I don't think that was huge. It was a huge shot to cut it to within 5, but I feel like that took too much time off the clock here. You got to get a shot up a lot quicker in that possession.
Yeah, and when Payne got the rebound, I thought he was going to go right back up with it. But instead, he passed it out, and they had to set up again, which also took time off as well. If you get the rebound and put back up, it's less time. But in general, like you said, I do think it took a lot more time you're hoping to see here down the stretch. You need to get quick buckets that you can get your defense set, maybe ideally force a quick turnover. If you're trailing, it comes down to speed at this point. Everything you do has to be quick.
Your reaction time has to be quick on the defensive end. They need a quick stop here, but if not, look for the quick foul here to at least try to extend this game.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to have to do is play the free throw game and foul someone else other than Trey Turner, but he's going to get the ball in this spot here more than likely. I'm not putting it in anyone else's hands, but Trey Turner. That's no offense to anyone else on the Southeast Select team, of course. That's just the fact of the matter. So Trey Turner is your star, and in games like this, you gotta have the ball in your star's hands. And he has it, and that's a backcourt violation. Unbelievable. H-Town, Brent final timeout. A very, very uncharacteristic call there, play there for Trey Turner. You don't see that happen from him very often, more or less from the Southeast Select team. That's wow. Coach Lee's got to be giving it to Trey Turner. We're going to take a quick break and come back for the last 28 seconds of this one. Come right back. Welcome back. Last 28 seconds here of the game. Had a quick minute look at that backcourt violation. Didn't think it was one, but we're not refs here for a reason. As H-Town is denied again on their side. Terrell Thompson draws the foul. Terrell Thompson gives the foul. So in the bonus here is Jake Travis here at the line.
I know that Trey Turner is somewhere thanking God because that backcourt violation, which I don't believe was a backcourt violation, essentially H-Town, they had that opportunity and it slipped right from them, you know? So I know Trey Thompson is somewhere thanking God that that did not go the way that it did, because we could have been looking at a 2 to 3 point game right here as he misses the first free throw. But that was big. That backcourt violation was big, even though H-Town was not able to capitalize on it.
Right, exactly. And, that miss from Travis here, the first one is big, but the problem now is that even if he hits the one here, which he does, you still have to bring it up the full length of the court.
And with no time out, full length of the court, you got to get a quick shot here. There's no time to waste. You got about one pass in you.
Right, and you got to do it quick here. Genoff with it. Thompson here on the outside. Waste a lot of time. Genoff 3. No good. And that is going to more than likely bring an end to this one, but hold your horses. Aaron Payne is not ready to go home just yet. Coach Lee is like, come on, man. But nope, got to keep playing for the final whistle. Terrell Pearson now at the line to put more finishing touches on this one.
And that definitely should wrap this one up here. It's been an exciting game so far. I was really hoping for that last second shot here, but Southeast Select showing why they're one of the best defensive teams in the league, being able to close out a game like this, and that's huge. And in the back of my mind, I definitely thought that this defense was. I mentioned earlier that the defense was going to step up and was going to have to close out this game, and that's exactly what they did tonight in order to take this victory over H-Town Hoopers.
Absolutely a great game from both teams. Southeast Select going to come out on top in this one, and they are going to get to 10 wins and move to 10 and 4 on the year, and they will also extend their win streak to 3 to 4 games in a row. As that shot does not fall, Southeast Select winner 62-54. The H-Town Hoopers will go to 9 and 3. And snap their 2-game winning streak. Come on back for game 2 in about 24 minutes. We'll be going to Cascadia, where they'll face Lakeshore Drive. Come on back in about 24 minutes for game 2 of our doubleheader today here on Sim World TV. Hello, everybody, and welcome back for Game 2 of our early afternoon Pinworld TV doubleheader. In Game 2, we are here in the Parallel Fairgrounds, where Cascadia is facing Lakeshore Drive. This is going to be, hopefully, another exciting game, just like our last one was. Elo, what are you looking for in this game from both sides?
Well, first off, I just want to say those tacos. I think I got some stuck still, but those were absolutely great, man. But definitely for Cascadia, I definitely feel like they got a lot of great players on that team. Look for Arthur Lattimore, the team captain, to get it going on and early for this team out of Cypress, Texas. Liking that man Lattimore. Also, the other two guards, Montel Cage and Jason Tada, look for them to have big games tonight in Cascadia if they want to come out and get this goal. They've been, this team hasn't been doing so well in these past couple of games on a 3-game losing streak, so they definitely want to turn it around. And as far as Lakeshore Drive, we know the regular names. Norman Nations got to get it going early on. D'Angelo Jordan, who came off a big game on Wednesday, I believe that we called. He had a big game, so we'll see if he can continue that into this one. Obviously, Drake Harville, their team captain, look for him to go in it. There's a lot of guard play going on in this game, so that's going to be big. We should see a lot of scoring. It's going to be a nice guard game, for the guards to come up big in this one.
Absolutely, definitely agree with you there, Elo. You gotta watch out for, like you said, Arthur Lattimore, Jason Tada, Montel Cage. And for Lakeshore, it's going to be Norman Nations, Drake Harvell. And Harvell got going early, scoring the first 2 buckets for Lakeshore Drive as they lead this one 5-4. But I also think that the underrated player to look for Lakeshore, or for Cascadia, is going to be Dan Levin and Chris Owens, point guard. He's one of those players to look out for as well. Those two are definitely underrated players to look for on Cascadia.
And I feel like for Lakeshore Drive, you also have to pay attention to Lath Money and Kurt Holtzclaw. Those are some big guys down low on the inside. I feel like these are two sort of well-rounded teams as far as player matchups, so it should be interesting to see how each team battles it. Also look to the bench for both sides, because if both of the starting 5 for each offenses are lighting it up, look for the bench to start coming up with some big points here to give their team the advantage.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break, come right back. Welcome back to Parallel Fairgrounds, Cascadia. 8-5 lead here over Lakeshore as play is getting ready to resume here. It's always really, it's always fun. The lights come out for a little bit, and then I was like, are they come back on here? They came back on. We're good. We're in business.
Definitely. The lights still giving me, some I know a lot of people talk about the lights giving PTSD, but I think I'm starting to get used to them going on and off here, so we should be good.
We should be good. We'll see. Speaking of lights going on and out, we will get the last of that 22 seconds from earlier in the week between Indy and the Originators tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Coming out and playing a game in the last 22 seconds of that game at 8 in the morning. That's a weird thing that doesn't happen a lot. What are your thoughts on that? Hang on.
Oh my
Arthur Lattimore, my goodness.
Top floor, Arthur Lattimore.
Man, oh man, that kid. Every time he gets on the floor and does something like that, he impresses me even more.
I'm just saying, if one simple dunk is making you call the timeout, the dunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a good dunk. That's a good dunk. It got the crowd going here. This is a bigger arena than the Memphis when we were in prior to Graceland Basketball Center. But so that might have something to do with it too. You know, the crowd gets going a lot more. You can hear a lot more of them here than you could at the previous arena. But all the same, like you said, if you got to call it time to dunk like that, it's a good dunk.
Definitely. It's definitely a good dunk, you know what I mean? And you could just, you know, with all the people that are in attendance here tonight, you know, it definitely, you know, being that sixth person on the floor definitely produces some high-level basketball. So we'll see how the crowd is in effect here.
Absolutely. And the team, a pro team with very similar colors to Cascadia, is very known for their sixth man. So maybe some of those fans are coming over here to support these kids, bringing that environment here as well, which is honestly great to see.
And you definitely, I just noticed it as you said it. That makes 100% sense. That makes 100% sense.
The Seattle Seahawks, for those who are unaware, similar color scheme here to Cascadia. So you put two and two together, the correlation is there, at least in my mind anyway. Am I overthinking it? Probably, but I could also not be. Who knows? If the reigning Trays, who are also here in Seattle, can have things by the Supersonics, then why can't Cascadia, right?
Definitely think that Seattle's got some explaining to do over here with these colors. So definitely think that's the case here. I think somebody needs to get paid. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dan Levin with a strong take inside, 12-7. Cascadia out in the lead here. 3:45 to go here in the first quarter.
6'9", 213, able to use his body to get the tough finish on the inside as Lakeshore responds.
Yep, Lakeshore responds with the basket from Lace Money. Getting himself going. He's one of those you mentioned earlier, one of those underrated players to keep an eye on here in this one for Lakeshore.
He's scrappy. He's one of those scrappy guys. You won't see his name pop up at the top of the stat sheet at the end of the game, but his presence definitely makes an impact on the floor, and that's why I love watching him play.
Yeah, and you know, as a player who is also very much like that, very scrappy himself, I also love to watch players like that play because, like you said, they're not going to light up the stat sheet, but they're going to do a lot of things for you that go unnoticed. Mid-range jumper, no good.
You calling yourself a scrappy player?
Yeah, absolutely.
You definitely, you know what I'm saying? We definitely got to hop on the court sometimes if that's the case, you know?
Hey man, why not? It'll be fun. Bring it out a little bit, you know? Similar 1v1.
Right.
Lakeshore back with it now. 2:25 to go here in the first quarter of play as 11 taking Harvell here.
Great defensive possession.
Yeah, great defense there. Great defense there from 11. Cascadia chance with it now. Adam Moore not gonna get that one though. Contested jumper though. Great defense on both sides.
Honestly, it's great defense on both sides of the floor, like you said. Great job staying home by both teams, not giving up anything easy on the inside, and they got to continue to do that, make these shots tough for both sides.
Yeah, exactly. We can make those shots tough, and it's just going to help everything else overall. That's a great shot there. It's 14-11. Cascadia in the lead, 1:35 left in the quarter here. Been a fun first quarter of action here, LOB.
Been high scoring. A lot of great plays, a lot of good basketball being played so far. And I always love to, you know, to watch the...
There's a lob. Hang on a second. I don't mean to cut you off. But Arthur Lattimore does it again.
For games, he's going top.
Yeah, he is taking flight. But Lakeshore able to respond there.
insane. That's insane. That's an insane play right there.
It absolutely is. And no matter how many times you see it from anybody, it never ceases to impress and get a crowd going. Especially this one. Tada looking to drive inside. Not there, but the Lattimore has got the rebound.
Looked like he was trying to go for the putback.
Yeah, I thought he was going to immediately, but he didn't. Turnaround jumper, though, does not go. Make sure back to
your point. To your point earlier about this first quarter. It's been, like I said, it's been high scoring. I feel like both teams have had a good pace, and it's about that one team that could go on that run early. Both teams have been feeling each other out, figuring out what's going on, game plan wise, and small adjustments have been made. But it's about that team that really goes on that first run, because that first big run that breaks this game open is going to be huge for both sides.
Yeah, it's going to set the tone. That's a late game clock 3 from Jason Tada. That's going to end the first quarter on a high note for Cascadia as they lead 19-13. Second quarter action coming up. Please return to the Parallel Fairgrounds with us. Second quarter getting ready to begin. Welcome back to the Parallel Fairgrounds, everyone. Once again, B-Ron here alongside LOB on the call for Game 2 of the SimWorld TV doubleheader on this Friday afternoon. We saw a really good first quarter from both teams, but Cascadia doing a lot of damage, especially on the offensive side of things. Hello.
And they've been, look, as far as this game, they've been checking off every single box. You know what I'm saying? They're rebounding. They're getting second chance points. They're playing great defense. They're limiting turnovers. They're playing a good brand of basketball. And that's not to say that Lakeshore Drive hasn't either, but they definitely need to step it up here in this second quarter where things are about to get ugly real quick.
Yeah, that's because it's getting close to being a 10-point lead for Cascadia. A great block there. Chance to respond and score, and they do just that, make it a 10-point lead there. Jetson Halliday III gets his first bucket of the day. He's one of my favorite players on Cascadia that I feel like should get a little more shine, but due to the talent here on the team, not able to do that just yet. Hopefully he sticks around next season and gets his shine. I think Jetson Halliday has a ton of talent, especially as a shooter, and I feel like he's one of the players who could make a big impact for Cascadia next season.
Well, he's big. He's big for this team. He's huge for this team. And he may not be a starter, or he may not get starter minutes, but just look at the confidence that he has. And look at the way that he plays the game. He's big for this team coming off the bench, and I feel like he definitely could be a star potential in this league if, given the right development and the right time to work with him. He'll definitely be big in the years to come.
Exactly, and he has great hair, again, so that's also a plus. As someone who doesn't have hair,
who wouldn't want hair like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to have hair like that,
Right. Cascadia now trying to take it inside. Does draw the foul on Waste Money. Well, that's good. They're going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Coach Lovelace there not happy with the call and maybe not happy with the play of his Lakers drive team, Eric Banks here at the line for his first 2 free throw attempts of the game.
Like to see how Lakeshore Drive, they're still continuing with their game plan, but so far it doesn't look like it's working so well, and it's starting to get to that point where like that lead is growing large. So it might be time to change it up here a little bit, just a little bit, start to get their guys involved. Norman Nations was having, a couple of good looks early on, weren't really falling that well, and, it's kind of led to this drought a little bit for Lakeshore, but let's see how they turn it around here.
Yeah, I think they have to continue to get Carvel and Nations involved, especially Norman Nations. We know what he can do when he gets going, when he gets hot. And I think that, once it gets to be past 10 points in terms of a lead for the opposing team, I think that's when you start to consider making, maybe not drastic changes to the game plan, but more significant changes and rolling with what you have that makes.
Right. And I definitely think it's huge to try to figure out your move, right? What adjustments need to be made early on so that it doesn't get out of hand for your team.
Exactly. You can't let it snowball. They got the block on the defensive end, but couldn't score on the offensive end. So wasted possession there, and there is a free ball from Eric Banks.
Cascadia has been firing it up. They've been lighting it up here in the second quarter.
I don't know why I almost called him Darren Banks for a second there. It's Eric Banks. I think I got it on the back end there, but fine. We figured out in the end. That's all that matters, right?
We got it. We got his name, Eric Banks.
Look, I'm sure he wanted me to forget about it if he continues to play like he has so far. Halliday going inside, not able to score there on the great defense. What kind of adjustments do you think that Coach Lovelace needs to make? I know we spoke about it earlier, but what do you think he has to do?
I think what he has to do first is he has to slow the game down. Like, it seems like this Lakeshore Drive team has put up shots early, often in the shot clock, which isn't very healthy. They need to slow down the pace a little bit because Cascadia is just running things at their pace, at their level, at their speed, and they've just been kind of getting whatever, So I feel like if you slow down the game first, right, realize what you got out there, and then start assessing from there, I feel like that's going to be big for Lovelace's squad over here. They can slow the game down. They can start nitpicking where the specific issues that they're having are at, and through there they can try to fix them going into the second half and see if they'll give themselves a better opportunity.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you have to identify the problem, and sometimes that's a little bit harder to do than others. But if you like to just make a few changes here and there, first start with throwing the pace down, that will ideally open up the path to figure out what that bigger problem is, that you can make those bigger adjustments at halftime coming out of the locker room. That's when I think those big changes are made, and not during the moments of the game like as we're seeing right now. You make those in the locker room. Taga hits both free throws. 33-17. Cascadia in the lead and controlling the pace.
They've definitely been running it at their level this entire game.
Yeah, they really have. And it's been a fun time to watch that day go to work. It's Dan Levin running the floor, big fella, and putting it down with 2 hands.
Look at Devin Levin's out there getting the bucket. Okay.
A man Dan throwing it down with 2 hands for safety. Love to see it. Not the flashiest kid out there on the court, but he's going to do a lot of things for you that, again, go unnoticed. Like there, if you don't run the floor right there, you don't get that. But Chris Owens, Justin Halliday, rather, apologies, hit that 3-pointer there in the corner. 38-17.
I pointed this out earlier. Notice how when Jetson Holiday has come off the bench here and has produced immensely for this team, and that's one of the main reasons why they stress out this lead. Look look no further than the bench points here for Cascadia to see how big of a difference that this game has been. You know, if it weren't for these bench points, then maybe the game would be a little bit closer. But players have been coming off the bench and executing huge, and that's big for Cascadia.
Exactly. And there's Dan Levin again, getting the rebound, getting the second chance attempt, and making it hurt. As it's now 40-19, almost a 20-point lead.
Huge lead. And they've been playing the right brand of basketball this entire night so far. Making shots tough as he knocks that one down. That was a tough shot there. But shots like those tough shots haven't been falling for Lakeshore Drive here. And it's interesting to see how they'll adjust going into the second half.
Yeah, Cascadia takes at their second, I believe, or their first of the half here. They're down big, Lakeshore. I mean, I know we spoke about it earlier about adjustments and that kind of stuff, but now that they're down, 19 points, almost 20 points here, do you start to consider trying to start some of those larger adjustments now to get a feel for them going into the third quarter, or do you wait to hold out a little bit longer?
I think you kind of got to, at this point, you kind of got to just weather the storm here going into the second half. You kind of got to just hold out here. And you just got to, it's nothing super big the way that they're playing. They're just giving up too many looks on the inside, too many rebounds. It's not really a big game plan thing. They're just defensively, they're giving up too many rebounds on the inside, too many open shots, too many second chance points. That's all it is. When Norman Nations does stuff like that, where he just gets to his spot and pulls up, that's easy. That's a good shot. That's an easy shot. They've been getting away from that, and they've been allowing this team to easily drive to the paint and get easy points on the inside. So it isn't big adjustments that need to be made. That's just small things they need to fix.
Yeah, and they get back-to-back great looks at the hoop. As that was Harper there getting that one to go on the one-handed dunk. 42-25. Cascadia in front here. Go ahead.
Well, B-Ron, let me ask you this. Let's say we are talking game plans and stuff here. What if let's say I think I had a good game plan, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I could go out there and coach up these young athletes. What if I wanted to do that? How would I go about doing that? You know what I mean?
That's a great question. You know what? That's just what I've been asked all day. In order to do that, if you think you can be a part of the league and be a coach, you can go on over to the Discord. That is discord.gg/SimWorldNBA. Go over there, join, and follow the links to get offered up here and be in a coach in SimWorld. And come and join Coach Lovelace of Lakeshore Drive and Coach Isaiah Pope for Cascadia here. Join up with them and other coaches in our league and see what you can do. Come and make your mark on these players, develop them, and help them get to the next levels here.
That was such a beautiful, well explained way of really being a part of the game. And whenever you're a part of the game, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes dedication. It's a commitment, it's a drive, And if you feel like you have the opportunity to do something, why not? I'd love to sit here in the booth with my guy B-Ron and go over your game plan and see what you got going into these games, man. Let's see what y'all got. See the game, be the game,
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about here in SimWorld. You can be a part of the journey of these players and yourself if you're a coach as well. We'll save that a little bit for later as the first half comes to a close. Cascadia out in front, 48-27. It's been a dominating performance for them here at home, and it's going to take a lot of work for Lakeshore to get back in this game. What are you thinking about from both sides so far, Elo?
Well, it's one of those things for Lakeshore where they're not, I wouldn't entirely say that they're doing a whole bunch of stuff wrong. They're just not doing the right things. They're getting out hustled, they're getting out rebounded, and they're getting outplayed. Cascadia, this is, in all due respect, this is a 5-8 team. They've lost their last 3 games, and they're here to make a statement, come out strong, play a better brand of basketball. And Lakeshore is just not playing to the potential that they normally do or that they should be. So for Lakeshore, you just got to stop getting out hustled, stop getting outplayed, Got to be a little bit more physical. And as far as Cascadia, they keep their foot on the gas pedal, play exactly the way that you've been playing. There isn't much that needs to be changed. Just turn up the intensity, and that's exactly what you need to do to keep your lead in this game.
Yep, we'll see if Cascadia can keep the league or Lakeshore Drive turn up the intensity. Comes back for the second half here at Parallel Fairgrounds. Players getting their stretches in. We're getting ours in here as well as we begin the third quarter. Second half action. Getting ready to start. Cascadia leading 48-27. It's time for those, as always, important second half adjustments. If you are Lakeshore Drive, let's start there first since they're trailing. What do you think they have to do? We had a chance to look at some stats. Jump ball here.
Lakeshore Drive, like I said, going into the halftime break, they've just been outplayed, out-hustled. I mean, when you look at the numbers, it's a 23-9 in the rebounding category for Cascadia. They've absolutely dominated on the glass. Not only that, they're moving the ball around well with efficiency. 12 team total assists here for Cascadia. They just know how to get the ball to each other at the right spots with the right shots. So Lakeshore needs to figure out a way to shut that down, disrupt their offense somehow, because they've been absolutely just running it to perfection here. And they just need to stop getting out hustle, stop getting out played. You just got to play a smarter brand of basketball. Cascadia, on the other hand, getting to the basket has been easy for them that entire first half, and that's what they got to continue to do, make things easier for themselves, keep playing at their pace. And with that, you know, all you have to do is just continue to play the Cascadia brand of basketball that y'all been playing before.
Right, exactly. We saw Dan Levin there get to the rim. And there is a bucket from D'Angelo Jordan, who has been extremely quiet. It's only his second one. He's only got 4 points heading into the third quarter, or after that bucket, I should say.
And him having an off night is not helping this team either at all. He's one of the people that you look to go to when Norman Nation and the rest of this team, you know, hasn't really been doing this thing. You kind of look to D'Angelo Jordan as your gadget player, but he has not been doing well tonight. And it's definitely hurting them.
Yeah, he's become a key point to their offense, to put him back in their offense, in addition to Nations and Harvell. He's one of those players who, like I said, has become an important piece to this offense. And when he's not going, that also gives you a list of problems, because that's one less person who's going to give you a lot of scoring. When you don't have, when Nations and Harvell aren't going like they normally are, and Jordan isn't going like he normally is, it's just not a good night, and it hasn't been a good night for Lakeshore so far for them. Also, mentioned about the passing of the ball for Cascadia and how they're doing a good job of doing that. That also leads to the fact that they were perfect heading into halftime from three-point land as well. And that goes to setting up your teammates and finding them on good look. Like that one right there. Unfortunately,
that's a good look. That was a great look. On the other end here.
Yep, so back with it the other way. Able to capitalize. Norman Nations gets himself a layup, 54-31, as Cascadia will take their first time out of the third quarter. I think that might be a good one there.
Yeah, they had some pretty good tacos is what it seems like going into the break here. That's why they're filled with energy here on this Cinco de Mayo day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, we're
Speaking
all
of which, I
filled
might
with
as well
energy.
grab the one. You mind passing me those over there? Cause you know,
Oh yeah,
those
yeah,
tacos
yeah.
are
No
looking
problem.
pretty
No
good.
problem.
Yeah, appreciate you, kids. You know, tacos.
Of
Can't
course.
wait. Can't wait for. I don't know what you're doing later on, man. But we definitely, you know, we got to get the whole production team to go out for tacos tonight. You know.
Oh, most definitely. We're gonna have to do it for Cinco de Mayo, right?
Right. We have to. You know, like and oh, then like, what exactly is it that we're doing? You know, if we're not going out and getting tacos.
Right. Exactly. If you're not doing that, what are you doing?
Right.
We,
Like, what are we doing?
good. Yeah, right. We have a really good game here on our hands, though. As far as Cascadia goes, anyway, they're playing really well, and it's been just Lakeshore has a lot of work to do, and yeah, right. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Dominance is the word. Help me out here, man.
Yeah, it's just been pure dominance for Cascadia. They've been running everything to perfection, and they haven't let their foot off the gas. We noticed a lot of teams in the start of this third quarter and this fourth quarter, they'll start to lay off a little bit, but Cascadia is showing us that that's not the case here. They're really trying to snap this 3-game losing streak, and in desperate need of a win here. They're keeping their foot on the gas pedal all fourth quarter.
Yeah, they are coming into this one like they're looking to snap that losing streak, and they're off to a really good start here so far. That's the first 2 and about a half quarter here. So they just have to keep their foot on the gas, like you said, and they will do just that. As that one is short. Don't see a lot of those laying short off the front of the rim like that very often.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
There's Cage with it here, outside the perimeter. Looking to find a way to get a teammate open, perhaps. As that is a 3, that does not go. Make sure back
And
with
you start to look at the way that Cascadia is running their offense, you know, versus Lakeshore Drive. I mentioned it earlier, but it's really been big now. It's really been prominent. The fact that Lakeshore Drive, the shots like those early in the shot clock, trying to force their way to the basket and get buckets, and you'll start to watch Cascadia really slow it down on the other end and really try to look for a great shot here instead of just sitting and going as fast as they can to get shots up. Cascadia really slowing it down here on the offensive end, and it gives them more time with the ball. Time of possession has been key for Cascadia, which gives Lakeshore Drive less of an opportunity to make plays.
Yeah, and you mentioned the pace of the game, and that's important too, and how Cascadia is slowing the pace down. And Coach Pope here for Cascadia, he runs a pace and space offense, so that's something that, you know, he wants to set the pace, whatever it be, it's slow or fast, and get his players into space. Speaking of the offense, I'm just gonna put that out there.
That's a great way to put it, you know, get to, you know, play the game at your pace and get all the players in a great space, you know what I mean? It's a great way of putting it.
Exactly. It's always a fun time watching these coaches try to battle each other and make these adjustments. Back push about the game. A great pass inside and leads to a Lakeshore Drive basket for D'Angelo Jordan.
And he needs to get it going ASAP, soon, if they want to have a chance, any sort of remote chance of coming back in this one.
High key agree there, my friend. And both teams actually run a pace and space style of offense. Just that for one team, it's working much better than the other. Lakeshore drives, goes the other way inside, one-handed jam. Cascadia calls another timeout. Is that Lace Money dunk? It's a little bit closer, but they're not able to really chip away at the lead here. They haven't done a decent job of really going on that run that they need to chip away at this lead.
Yeah, they really need a huge run here to end off their third quarter. Maybe if they can get it to within 12 to 10 here, somewhere around there, it'll set them up perfectly for the fourth quarter here. But they need to start attacking now, early on in this third. Well, excuse me, a little bit more later in this third. They need to start attacking now than never.
Right, exactly. And, you know, maybe it's one of those times where we talked about it in our last game, going to the over-reliable pick and roll and trying to get players open that way, whether it be, you know, setting a screen to free up Nations or Harvell for a shot, 3-pointer, mid-range jumper, otherwise, or using a big, getting him a mismatch or getting him a free look inside, anything like that that'll help. Because those are the things that can spark runs. Those easy buckets, that's what you need. Shot clock winding down, great defense, holding them the one opportunity there. Come back the other way is Lakeshore with it.
And not only to mention, the game plan of using the pick and roll offense to get your star players open. Not only that, start setting these Norman Nations doesn't have to be the one to bring you up the entire time. Start setting some off-ball space for him so that he can get open shots without having a ball in his hand. Off-ball movement is really, could be really key and getting some points up without having somebody, sticky with the ball in your hand. So I feel like that could be big to him. Get some off-ball music. Some off-ball movement in this third and fourth quarters.
Yeah, exactly. They might need to try something. They might need to try some off-ball music or something from the bench. Maybe maybe get one of those old boom boxes and blast on the bench. I don't know, man. You gotta try something.
Need a cassette player or something because this is not going the way it needs to.
Yeah, break out the cassette player. Let's go. Take it way back.
Take it, and I know a lot of people probably watching this probably have no idea what I mean by cassette tape. What's a cassette tape?
Well, you see, kids.
Well, you see here, right? Great finish on the inside by Banks.
I will leave the cassette tape talk to Maestro.
Yeah, leave that one to Maestro. I'm more of a CD and the little iPods and all that. So yeah, that was more me.
I was around for a little bit of the cassette tape, a little bit of it, not a whole lot. Oh man, but Cascadia, they are looking very good. We are going to take a quick break. 1:05 to go in the third quarter. Come right back.
We were at the party last night. Did you see Tom and Jen? We're so cute together. Matches Nathan. Sorry.
It's no problem.
看到男生呢，他好帅哦。气味很可爱。哎呀，你不要这样子啦！干嘛呢你？
那你让他看你内裤吧。
哼，也许啊。
真的吗？
Welcome back to the Parallel Fairgrounds. 1:05 to go here in the third quarter. And we heard during the break a crazy discount. LO.
And look,
45% off. Something or other.
I'm not typically from here, but if they're doing a 45% off sale on a fairground, then you gotta count me in. I'm going. Right? I'm taking the family with me. We're having a great time. We're eating tacos. You know what I mean? Like they need to keep running that promo a lot more. But like, you know what I mean? Like we're there. I'm there. Yeah. That's absolutely amazing.
I'll go for the funnel cake for $10 off. It's fine. I'm with it.
Oh, definitely. Gotta get some funnel cake. If you go to a fairground and you don't get funnel cakes, then you shouldn't be there. You might as well just take it.
Or some kind of deep fried something, right?
A deep fried oyster. What a finish. Probably has some deep fried oyster. But you gotta get deep fried something. Gotta get something.
Got to, man. Cascadia is getting a lot of positive momentum here. And it's now 60-39. Third quarter closing very soon. But boy, been a rough game for Lakeshore. Cascadia looking really good, really dominant in this one. Tough cake to the rim. Great rebound. Second chance. No, third chance. Not that time either. As Dan Levin closed the book on that one, grabbing the rebound.
Cascadia has been having some deep fried Lakeshore drive as of right now. That's what the case is.
That shot falls right before the buzzer of the third quarter hit.
It's that type of day. It's just that type of day.
It is. 63 is the point total for Cascadia. We'll see if they can close it out here. Looking to do that. Come on back for the final quarter here in the Parallel Fairgrounds. Welcome back, everyone. The second time today, put your fours up. Fourth quarter time set to begin here. Cascadia has a comfortable 63, 39 lead. I gave them a little more points than they had. But man, oh man, it's been a really good performance for Cascadia here.
It's been a rough performance for Lakeshore Drive all around. Like, offensively, it's been lit on the rim. Defensively, they took the lid off for Cascadia, and they've been scoring with ease. And it's been that kind of day for Lakeshore Drive, and I'm not entirely sure what really needs to be done. They're just being outplayed, out-hustled. It isn't anything big. There isn't anything glaring, but it's just been one of those days. Rebounds, assists, everything has just been going right for Cascadia, and Lakeshore has not found the answer for it at all.
Exactly, and it seemed like, again, lids on the rim. That was a great open look there. Couldn't get it to go, and unfortunately, that's just gonna happen. That's basketball,
Look, you're just gonna have days where you're gonna be off and you're gonna be on, and it's just one of those things where, like, hopefully not everybody on your team is off like the way that this has been. Like, this has just been undermining, atrocious. I don't even know exactly what word to call it, to say the least, but hopefully they can bounce back in the next one, or at least try to make this one, look pretty for the stat sheets and whatnot. So
right, exactly. There's a tough bucket there. Dre Carvel making it 63-41, and who knows? Maybe they save that run we're talking about for the fourth quarter. Maybe we'll see it happen. There's time left on the clock still, and it should also be noted too that Cascadia did all this in that third quarter, really without the help of Arthur Lattimore. He was quiet in that third quarter. I don't think he played a whole lot in the quarter.
It's interesting to see, because a guy like Arthur Lattimore, he averages 18 points a night. Tonight alone, in essentially the span of 2 quarters, he's got 14 points. He's been key to the success of this Cascadia team. It's one of the main reasons why he's a captain. He's a spark play. He just got that dog in him. Like, that's just what it is. He just got that dog in him, and like, I wasn't, it's just what it is.
Yeah, he definitely has that dog in him for sure. And
I mean, look at him. It's just the dog. Like the way that his demeanor every single time he steps on the court, it's just a dog to me. You know what I mean? It's a dog.
Crazy thing about this too, Elo, he's 16 years old. He's only 16, so he'll be back next season.
A 16-year-old dog. I've never heard of that. You know what I mean? It's just dog. I'm sorry. No other word for it. It's just dog.
Oh, if he's doing this now this season, imagine what he'll do next season without Jason Tata and Montel Cage, who are 2 of the returning players in SimWorld, 2 stars on their previous teams, and they're also here helping out Arthur Lattimore and Jetson Halliday III, all these other new players coming into the league. They are mentoring them, and they're doing a good job of doing so, in my personal opinion, as Nations gets another one to fall there.
Well, I mean, if he's playing like this, I mean, even though when those players return, he's going to be that next guy up, He's going to be mentoring that next batch of young kids that come in behind him. He's that next one up to really lead this team. And if he's playing like this, he's a captain at 16 years of age, you know what I mean? And that's huge. That really shows not only what he's doing on the floor, being a leader, the floor, in every aspect of the game, he's just dominated, and he continues to dominate. That's why he's one of the top players in SimWorld.
Right, exactly. He has quickly risen the ranks. He is now 14th in SimWorld whose rankings, and with any luck, he might even crack the top 10 next time. Rankings go out, and there he goes again.
I'm telling you, I'll say it once and I say it again. He's just got that dog in him, It's just that dog. That's all you can say. It's just that dog.
Our Russian team's gonna love that. I'll tell you. They're loving us hearing to say the word dog. Just kind of Arthur Lattimore.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Mismatch here on the inside, and the shot clock violation is the result after the block there.
By none other than that dog.
Yep, other than Arthur Lattimore. 4:18 left to go in the game. Subs coming in for Lakeshore. You're going to see D'Angelo Jordan check back in for them. And for Cascadia, some subs here as well. Halliday going to come out. Lattimore moves over to small forward. Banks checks in as well. 3 ball does not fall. Cascadia now at a nice 69 points. And 3 ball from Lakeshore does not go either. Back the other way with it, Dan Levin in Cascadia offense.
What's interesting to me is not just, I mean,
hang on a second. Oh, man, I saw it coming as soon as the screen hit. I was like, oh man, they're gonna throw one, aren't they?
Do I say it? Do I say it? he just got that dog. Come on now, he just got that dog. What an amazing play by Arthur Lattimore. But
great pass too, though.
It's a great pass to and finish on the inside.
I didn't give some credit to the pass on those alley-oop plays because the pass is just as important as the finish.
It is. It definitely is. Great way to find that pocket, a window, to get that lob up there for him to go with that finish.
Yeah, I don't think many people realize how difficult that is to do that. You know, I'm sure when you're playing in the neighborhood as a kid or whatever, you're trying to throw alley-oops to your friends or whatever. You realize this is hard. That's not an easy thing to do, and that's just by yourself.
You know, being on both ends of the spectrum, one who's thrown lobs and one who has caught lobs, trust me, it's not easy. You know, you gotta make sure your chemistry is on point, the timing is down, the ball's gotta be here at this point. Yep. That makes it easier. So when you see guys at the next level and even at the NBA level going up for crazy lobs and the ball's getting thrown like way out of their radius and they're still going to get it, that's not easy. They make it look easy, but that's not easy.
Not easy at all. And you know, seeing it here at this level, maybe not to that degree of difficulty that you would see in the NBA, but seeing it at this level is impressive in itself for that reason.
Highly impressive.
And it always gets the fans going. And Cascadia here putting on a show for their fans as they take another timeout. They got one more left. Cascadia out to a big lead here, 73-51. 2 minutes left in the game. Hello. I don't know what more can be said about this Cascadia performance, but we can try, can't we? We can try. But I guess I want to know what's coming next after this game. SimWorld will be off the air for the next couple of days, and we'll return on Tuesday. And there'll be some games early in the day, but the 7 o'clock game that'll be broadcasted on SimWorld TV will be the AT Aliens will play a game. They're playing host to the Yacht Club on Tuesday at 7 p.m. So mark those calendars for Wednesday at 7 p.m. The AT Aliens playing the Yacht Club, and then after that one, it's the Indy Stripes playing SimWorld Europe at 8 p.m. And then at 9 o'clock, that'll be the Bay Area Breakers playing host to the Philadelphia Elite. We've seen Philadelphia in a while on SimWorld TV. It'll be good to see them back on SimWorld TV. And it's time to talk player of the game, and I will start first this time.
You should go first. You know?
Let me. Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same, right? Arthur Lattimore is the player of the game for this one. He's had a really great night. I mean, we have hyped him up rightfully so. We've definitely put him over tonight, rightfully so. But Arthur Lattimore is the player of the game for Cascadia. They're going to win this game far and away.
Look, I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to keep it short. I got 3 letters for you. D-O-G. And that's all it's been this entire night. You know what I mean? He's been absolutely dominating on the offensive end, on the defensive end. Not only that, his level of play has been able to get other teammates open and involved in the game plan tonight, and that's been huge for Cascadia's win. You know, he's just done it all around this entire game. He has to be proud of the way that he's played. He can walk out of here with his head held high, and hopefully he carries that confidence and that level of play not only into the next game, but with the rest of his team. If everybody is playing like this on this Cascadia team at this level, then it's going to be hard for them to be beat. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a lot of nights like these where they're scoring 75, 73 points a night because of the way that they're playing.
Yeah, exactly. It may not look like it, and we spoke about it earlier, Cascadia came into the game, 3-game losing streak, but the West Coast of SimWorld Hoops is extremely tough, at least on West Coast in America. You know, you've got West Coast ballers out here, Cascadia, Bay Area Breakers, Showtime. You know, a lot of these West Coast teams are very strong, and they're going to beat up on each other. Even though Cascadia doesn't have the record that say Bay Area has, that doesn't make them not as strong or not as tough on paper as, again, Bay Area or West Coast.
Oh my goodness, what a move and what a finish. It's been that kind of night for Cascadia.
They've gotten anything and everything they've wanted, pretty much, and then some. They've thrown the entire kitchen at Lakeshore, and Lakeshore's not responded very well. Lakeshore Drive getting another bucket there from Nominations.
Yeah, at this point, the Fat Lady's been singing probably since the start of the fourth quarter, and the only thing I'm hearing in my mind is that do, and yep, it's over after that. It's wraps after that one.
That's it. That's how you know. You got the organist going off over here. Game clock is getting ready to go off and hit triple zeros here, as this one is going to come to a close. Cascadia snaps their 3-game losing streak, winning at home 75-55 over Lakeshore Drive. For LOB, our production crew, I'm B-Ron. Thank you for joining us here tonight on SimWorld TV. We will see you all on Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Come back for that one, folks. It's going to be a good one. And until then, see you next time. And, of course, see the game, be the game.